Hola y buenos días. I would like to extend a special gracias to the Ministry of Tourism, the Ministry of Environment, the Rainforest Alliance, and all of the partners working in sustainable tourism in Ecuador for having me here virtually today. My goal is to help share some best practices with you in marketing sustainable tourism online and in connecting with conscientious consumers. Me presento. My name is Leilani Latimer. I lead environmental sustainability initiatives at SABRE Holdings, and I'm passionate about travel and promoting sustainable travel options to all travelers globally. I'm a steering committee member of the Tourism Sustainability Council, which I will speak about later in the presentation, and I'm co-chair of the Corporate Social Responsibility Committee at the U.S. National Business Travel Association. Let me give you a brief overview of SABRE Holdings. From travel agents to suppliers, leisure travelers, and corporations, our diverse mix of travel merchandising and distribution brands connects people with the world's greatest travel opportunities. We operate in 58 countries and have more than 9,000 employees, half of which are based outside of the United States, which really gives us a global perspective. And let me share with you our sustainability strategy at SABRE. We have a series of different work streams and initiatives, but they are all grouped into three primary areas, focused either on reducing our own environmental footprint and engaging our employees, and promoting environmentally responsible and sustainable business practices in travel and tourism, and of course offering our customers products and services that will help them promote sustainable travel and tourism. So let me begin the presentation today with some marketing information, a little bit about the green and the mainstream traveler, and in particular, what market research is telling us about them. Forgive me if many of these figures are U.S.-centric, but I think that you will find that these are trends which are common to consumers in many regions. What we see overwhelmingly is that green and mainstream travelers are interested in and willing to make sustainable travel choices. They are, however, skeptical about the choices they are given and at times show a low level of trust in the information they are getting. One of the most interesting statistics on this page is at the very bottom. That is, that the most sensitive travelers to choosing environmentally sustainable options are the most frequent travelers. And now, a little bit about the consumer. At TRAVELOCITY, we ran a survey with our customers globally and found that 59% said a sustainable or green hotel rating would influence their hotel selection. But again, going back to that previous study, only 8% of these travelers find it easy to find these sustainable travel options. Let me also share some business travel information with you. This is from a survey that we sent at the National Business Travel Association to corporate travel managers. If you look at the left-hand graph, this is where we measured maturity levels. Maturity levels based from 0, where corporate travel managers had no existing initiatives, sustainability initiatives, that is, in their corporate travel programs, to level 4, where companies had well-established sustainability programs within their corporate travel departments. And you'll see, in fact, that there is lots of room for growth. The right-hand graph, on the other hand, looks at purchasing and procurement. And here we asked how influential green initiatives would be in their request for proposal or contract negotiations with their suppliers. And again, here what you'll notice is there's actually a growing trend to start to take sustainable business practices into consideration, even with travel procurement. So what are some cross-customer lessons that we see in this marketing research? Most importantly, we see that we have to make it easy and visible for travelers to find sustainable travel options, and that these travelers want standards that they can trust. Certification matters, and it matters a lot because it increases their trust level. And the last point, which was interesting for us as a large online travel retailer, is that retailers tend to be more trusted than brands. So certification encourages choice. Trust marks help ensure companies follow best practices because they set clear and transparent standards. And these trust marks, or certification brands, if you want to call them that, serve as important proof points for an overall brand message or story. They provide an objective third-party stamp of approval, things like organic, fair trade, cruelty-free, energy efficient. But in tourism and hospitality alone, there are over 75 widespread certification programs. So with hundreds of eco-labels in the marketplace and varying levels of transparency and accountability, consumers are still left scratching their heads. I've circled Energy Star because I found it most interesting that in a global survey around the world, even though Energy Star is a trust mark from the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, it is the second most known symbol around the world. So now let's talk about the Tourism Sustainability Council. We at SABRE TRAVELOCITY, as I said earlier, are on the steering committee. But let me tell you about what makes this process and this group unique. It's a partnership of more than 50 leading organizations in the tourism industry and conservation community, providing for the first time really ever a common set of criteria that are facilitating the harmonization of these certification systems, codes of conduct, and sets of best practices around the world. The Global Sustainable Tourism Criteria was launched in October of 2008. And this criteria is based upon the 4 primary pillars of sustainable tourism, which include sustainable management and planning, maximizing social and economic benefits to the local community,